Actually, there's no need for identity verification. You could just put your book inside of the box. Now the process completed for the book returning. It's so simple. So for today's live streaming, we have a special guest, Ms. Meng Ziqi from China-Singapore Friendship Library. I realized that it is quite convenient to return a book for the library. What are some other highlights for this library? Well, actually, there are many highlights for this library. Maybe we can take a tour for this library and see what are the unique features, what are the cutting-edge technologies for this library. And also you may notice we have a very favorable geographical location which enjoys beautiful scenery. We're actually located in and around an eco-city. And after the eco-city was built, and this area is very beautiful in itself. You have just talked about the convenience and the intelligence of this library. And also this library is free of charge. So can you give us full explanation about the free of charge? It is free to borrow and return a book. There's no deposit required, and we also have some experience zone inside of the library, and these experience zones are open to the public for free. Alright, maybe we can take a tour to the experience section of the library. Now we have come to the entrance hall for the Friendship Library. From the name, you can tell this library is jointly built for China and Singapore. So it is China-Singapore Friendship Library. And also we could see there are a lot of service centers together with this library. It is a multifunctional architecture, so it can bring more convenience to the readers. Now let's enter the libraries. We have just opened this library, and it was opened to the public on November 18th. So now we're still at the stage of trial operation. Actually, we can see a lot of noise from the background. So the whole library park has been restoring right now. This is a storage section, so you can put your bags inside of this area. Actually, inside of the library also have a similar section. As you just mentioned that right now we are building the eco-city, which means that we are putting great emphasis to the environmental protection. That is actually the principle that we have followed to build this friendship library. We are abiding by the highest standard from China. All right, let's go through the security check. So the purpose is to provide a safe environment for the readers. Now you could see a sand model. So you could see the library is actually located inside of the eco-city. It just looked like a ruby surrounded by the grassland, and also the library was surrounded by the lake. We have 5 stories of the library with a construction area of 67,000 square meters. Now we have opened 4 stories to the public. The 5th floor is still under construction. As I have just mentioned that this library was built together with China and Singapore. And we have two theme pavilion or two halls for the China-Singapore Friendship Library. First, let's take a look to the Singapore theme pavilion. This is quite special for us. So on the left side, it is the Singapore theme pavilion. It is quite special. We have different languages available to the visitors. So for this project, China and Singapore have worked together for around 10 years. And also we have put the national and provincial flowers at the entrance hall. So maybe you can get a little bit of feeling for Singapore. So let's take a closer look on the flower, which is the national flower for Singapore. Yeah. We have put a lot of considerations for the design of the Singapore theme pavilion. So for this area, we are actually calling the Reading Street. We have a lot of books that is regarding the politicians, economy, and culture for Singapore. So the purpose for this section is to provide more education for the readers about the Singapore. Actually, we select books from a catalog provided by the Tourism and Culture Department from Singapore, and we will pick some suitable books and display those books for our readers. And we have another section, what we call the wall of CD. So the readers can take the one they love and they can play all of those CDs on the other room. All of these services are for free. And I realized that there's a lot of resting area. Today is April the 23rd, and we have a lot of sidelight events in association with the World Reading Day, so that we can bring better experiences for the readers so that they can enjoy reading. We'd like to attract more visitors and the readers to come to our bookstore. And also we have online and offline activities for the visitors. For example, a reading project. For example, if people could read a book for a longer time, they will receive a gift from the library. So by using all of these activities, we just want to attract more visitors to come here and enjoy reading. Let's take a look on the other side. Well, this is the reading area we have. I realized that this kind of design is quite special. You're putting a lot of steps here so people can sit down and relax. So a lot of visitors really love this kind of design because they can really lay back and enjoy the reading. And all of these chairs are actually imported from Singapore. And we have a nickname for this kind of chair. It is the Reading Cocoon, because some people or consider reading is quite private. They just want to stay in an isolated place. In the future, what you are facing is a very beautiful scenery, so you can enjoy this kind of scenery while you're doing the reading. It is quite a unique experience. Actually, if you sit here, the experience is quite unique, and you're actually separating apart from the outside environment. we are actually experiencing right now. And our cameraman, he's actually sitting down in this area and to try to simulate the experience of reading inside of this chair. So even though reading is quite a private activity, but also we have a open area, so people can hold discussions there. You could choose a place, you can choose to read a book quietly, or if you want to discuss or share your views with others, you can go to another section to join the others. This is another area for the book collection. You could see we actually leave some vacant spaces for the books. It is a customized shelves, so you could see the names of the books quite clearly. So here is another reading room. For all of these furnitures, they're quite unique. It is a multi-purpose furniture. You can use it as a chair or you can use it as a desk. Sometimes when we have some visitors, they always ask us where can they buy this kind of furniture because it is quite convenient. So for example, if I put it this way, this is a chair. And it is quite comfortable. Yes, I can feel it is quite comfortable and I have a very strong support from the backside of the chair. And if we put it that way, and this chair has transformed into a desk. So you can put these desks all together, and so that we can host, for example, seminars in sector, which can accommodate more readers. So even though we have limited budget, so we have give full play of those budgets and bring all of these furnitures. I realized there are some English books and also there are a lot of Chinese books. For the design of this library, it is quite unique. And for example, for the ceilings, we have 4 colors. We just want to create an atmosphere just like a forest. So we want to create experience like people are reading in a forest, in a natural habitat. It also fits in for the theme of eco-friendly. And also I could see different classifications for the books. So what is the reasoning behind it? You could see we use different colors to identify different classifications of the books. So for example, we have the color label. So for the same colors, they actually belong to the same category for the books. As I have just mentioned that for the construction of this library, it actually fits into the high standard for ecosystem building in China. For example, we are complying a lot of indexes to make sure that the construction is built in a green way. Now we are entering to a atrium. So on this side we have just visited, it is the book collection hall, and also we are having an archive hall. So for this atrium, it will serve as a connection between the two halls. And also we can see a lot of photos exhibiting here. These are the recent events that we have been hosting. So for example, the Makerspace, this is a special event for us. So we would like to educate the kids from 6 to 14 years old, and so they can make use of the technology so that they can create a small gift for them. It is quite innovative. I realized there are a lot of activities that was open for the children. Actually, I have just mentioned that we just want to attract more visitors, more readers. If we can attract more children, so they can bring their parents here. So if their parents here, they will take a look on the Friendship Library. If they're interested in our library, they will also enjoy the reading here. So this is our philosophy. So we want to focus on the kids to provide more education for our kids. So we are actually cultivating the habits of reading for the children. And we have a special curriculum so that we can provide more education about the literature to the kids. Yes, everything should start from kids. We have just talked about Chinese literature, and apart from the traditional books, and also in this library, you can see a lot of cutting-edge technologies. Here comes our second special guest. Please say hi to the viewers. Everyone, I'm Ms. Miao Yuan from China-Singapore Friendship Library. And later I will give you more introduction about the cutting-edge technologies in the library. So, as you can see the large screen, that's what we call the intelligent screen. It displays a lot of data. So actually on the backstage, we have a big data processing system. They analyze some of the reading statistics from our readers and publish those figures on this intelligent screen. So you can see there is a ranking list for the book landing. So you can tell which book is the most favorite book, most popular book from the audience. So they also recommend a lot of books to the readers. And also realize that this information are also valuable for the library. This will provide a guidance for us for the purchase of the books so that we could get more popular books inside of the library. By having all of this information published, and readers will get a very good recommendation from the library. From this information, we can purchase books that attract more audiences and readers, so we can better serve the readers. Maybe you're interested about the robot. So what is it? This is also a unique device in our library. This is actually the AI robot, and her name is Xiaotu. So first of all, she will scan your face, and then you could get a library ID card. I realized there's a two-way that I could get a library card. So I could use my ID card to get the library card. Need to enter my mobile phone number. So now I have opened the access for my facial recognition. So in the future, I can borrow and return the book by facial scan. It's too dark here. I cannot do the facial recognition. I want to make sure if I have already registered for the library card. Try again. Or you could use your WeChat app for the facial recognition. Let's see if I can lend a book from the library. So first you have to log in using your ID card. You have already registered, but if we want to use the facial recognition system, you have to scan your face again. But already you are a member of the library. You're ready to lend any books from the library. So what are the other functions for this AI robot? So first of all, you can get a library card from this AI robot, and also you can get some direction from the robot. So maybe you could give us a demo. All right, facial recognition, and also some basic information about my membership. And also it displays some of the book lending information. And also they will give me a lot of recommendation for the books. Right, so you could see some of the history of your book lending in the library. And you just mentioned that for this AI robot, it also will provide some direction for you inside of the library. That leads us to another theme pavilion. Navigation. Sometimes you have to speak very clear. All right, now we could see a map, a layout of the library. Now we are at the Singapore theme pavilion, so you can choose a place you want to go to, and then the AI robot will show you the direction. So actually for this robot, it is prepared for the AI conference. Now we're still testing the functionalities of the robots. Maybe there is some malfunctioning, so maybe we can check another AI robot in the Eco Children's Hall. So we have to fix the other one. You've mentioned intelligence for many times. So I believe now we're still at the starting stage for some AI robots. At the beginning, we have 2 AI robots working in the Friendship Library. For the other one, you have very good and steady performance, but for the one we are just passing by, we are still testing the functions. We have to add more functions and rectifying the functions for the robots. Now we are at the other theme pavilion from Singapore, that is the Eco Children's Hall. As you can see on the wall, you could see different creatures from the ocean. We are actually providing the philosophy of eco-friendly to the kids. For the Singapore theme pavilion, you can feel the forest, but when you are entering into the Eco Children's Hall, you can get the atmosphere of the ocean. Let's look at the ceiling again. So it is semi-closed ceiling, and the color we have used is the right color. We just want to simulate the waves for the ocean. This side, I believe this is the self-service landing system, and this is designed for the kids. As you can see, the interface is quite specialized so that we could attract more kids to use this kind of landing system. So I would like to try out different functions. There are many functions available for this landing system. Actually, for the kids, they could also register for membership by using their ID card, and also they could use the facial recognition. And on the other side, we have a small stage. So from time to time, we would like to invite some special guest or volunteer so that they could tell stories about the picture books. There's no limitation for the seats, so if there is a performance coming up or if there is a lecture coming up, so the children can come here to listen to the story about the picture books. And today's working day, maybe we cannot see many kids coming here, but during weekends, this area is actually crowded with children. Well, I realized another AI robot, but it is in charge, but probably we should check out the other one. This AI robot is also a service robot. So the main function for this AI robot is that it could help you to search the books you like. And also you can lend books through scanning the QR code. The searching function is actually quite important, and it is similar to the navigation function. Maybe you can try it out, how to search a book. And the AI robot will guide you to the shelf and get a book. So I just said find a book about her, and also it shows availability of the book, and so you can click take me to the book. So it will also have a navigation system, so you can this AI robot will show you the direction of the shelf. For the other AI robot, we are still testing the functions. So he just said we have arrived at the bookshelf, and the book was located at the layer 02. Here is the book. And also you can lend the book. You come to the self-service section to lend the book. And he asks you to log in first before you lend the book. So you could see you have like 4 ways to log in the system. You can use the ID card or facial recognition. I think facial recognition is more convenient for me. I think later you should register your facial information into the system. Alright, now I have successfully borrowed the book. That is the whole process. It is a self-service experience. What about the experience to return the book? Well, actually, it's the same procedure. You can return the book by operating this AI robot. And also you can return the book from the drive-through lending system. Alright, so I will try out how to return the book. If I successfully return the book, this book will be available again in the Friendship Library. Now I could ask him to go back to his position. Please go back to your position. So you need to stand at a distance with this AI robot so that it could receive your information more clearly. But I think during weekends there were many kids. Maybe there may be some interruption of the signals for the AI robot. Actually, on the day of the opening of the China-Singapore Friendship Library, we have received over 10,000 visitors. So at the time, we have so many visitors and their signal was cut by the AI robots, and the AI robot feel very difficult to work. This is also a recreation zone for the children. It is like a playground for the kids. We have put some cushions and couch in this playground, and some of the kids can actually lying down inside of the couch. And also we have a multifunctional learning system. And one of the features for the Eco Children's Hall is that we provide a lot of audio picture books. There is a QR code printed on the left side for the audio picture books. So you could use the WeChat to scan the QR code. Then you can play out the picture books on your WeChat. It is consistent. So actually frees the efforts from the parents. So even though if the kid at a very younger age, if he or she doesn't know the words, so they could actually listen to the book by using this kind of audio picture books. And actually for this kind of audio picture books is developed by us. For our working staff, we will actually read and record this kind of picture books. So how many picture books we have here? We have over 2,000 audio picture books available in the library. From time to time, though, we will do the recordings, and we also invite volunteers to record some of the audio picture books. And in this area, you could see it is in the large shape of a sea turtle. It also echoes with the theme of ocean. So I believe the kids would love to sit on this big sea turtle. They would like to jump over and play around with these couches. It is quite soft, so the purpose is to protect the kids. Now we enter into the main hall of the library. Have the nursery room and the washrooms. We have to consider different features of different groups of the readers. And now we are coming to the self-service section. So we can do anything here. So for example, you can register a membership and you can borrow and return the books here. As we have limited number of AI robots, but you could use this self-service section to do what you want from the library. A self-service registration system and also a self-service lending system. And also we have a vending machine. This is the only place that charges you, because for the other areas it's completely free of charge. Dear viewers, when I just come here, I see something very interesting. On the two sides of this pillar, you could see the constant change of the books. This is an e-lending system. We have around 300 books available for this e-lending system. So let's try it out. We can pick a book, and actually you can read the book on the large screen. So what happens if other people also want to read the book? Well, they can scan the QR code so they can read the book on their mobile phone. After you scan the QR code, you can also read the books on your mobile phone. If you want to read the book when you go home, so what happens? So you can download the application which called the mobile library. So in general, you just download the application and you can scan the QR code again, and then the book is available in the application. And then you can enjoy the reading when you go back to go back home. And every month we will update around 150 books. So now we have a capacity of like 300 books available on the e-lending reading system. So every 2 months, all of the books will be replaced by updated books. And for these books, they also have different themes. For example, on one side, you could see some of the party building books, and for the other side is a comprehensive area. And also we have another area for newspapers. We have collected over 800 magazines and periodicals. Well, actually we could see the cover for those periodicals, but where are those periodicals? As you can see, we put all of these periodicals inside of the boxes. So for the storage, it is quite different from a newspaper booth. And by doing that, it is more convenient for the readers to spot and find all of these periodicals. And also we can prevent the dust and make sure all the periodicals are kept in a safe and clean place. So that's why we always talk about the eco-friendly, and we always talk about we devote a lot of attention to the details just to create a comfortable reading environment for the readers. And actually for these covers, these are all replaceable. So it is quite convenient to replace the cover for these periodicals. And also we have a reading area for electronic newspapers. So we also provide an iPad available, so you can find the different versions of the electronic periodicals. So you can read all of these books on an iPad. So I think the character is too small for me. This is a high definition 4K screen. It is very comfortable to read. I think the screen is quite sensitive. You can see some e-books, newspapers, and periodicals. Let's see what are the other books that we have. And actually you can change the font size, and you could also download this information to your mobile phone. For the online reading, if you want to read it immediately, you can scan the QR code and read the article you want. But if you want to read this information later, so you have to download the application I just talked about. You can actually save this book, and you could pick a time that is convenient. We just want to bring more convenience for the reading experiences. If you think this kind of screen is not good enough, maybe we could change it to another device. What about this one? This is also a newspaper reading machine. Just wait for a few seconds. because the device is so big, so it takes some time for it to operate. So here I could read some electronic newspapers. What are other functionalities for this screen? Well, that is the major function for this large screen, but of course you could get some navigation information and also some landing information from the screen. And you can also search the book from the screen. You may not necessarily go to the AI robot or the self-service section to search a book. You can do the searching here. And also on the WeChat, our WeChat account, you can also check the information of the books in our library. So how many books we have in the library? So for this library, we have over 350,000 books, and we are actually providing some other services in the communities. We have some like branches in different regions. For example, we have a branch library in the hospital and also in other parts of the eco-city. So by setting up different branches, we just want to provide more convenience to the readers. And for the whole library, it was designed by the German GMP. And you could see 5 stories of this library. For this library, it is one of the first libraries in China that enables mobile phone to borrow and return the book. And also, I realized there's AI robots and some self-service section for me to borrow and return a book. And you could also just using your mobile phone to complete the landing process. So here we have an area for like physical books. Let's take a look from this angle. So from this area, you could see 3 convoluted steps. And also we have different corridors for the books. So actually, we have a underlying meaning for this design, meaning that you are actually making a lot of efforts to get more knowledge. So definitely, it requires a lot of efforts and attention for you to get more knowledge. So we have come to another section for the reading area. This area is quite traditional, but let's take a look on the shelf. I think the bookshelf is quite unique as compared to another conventional type of bookshelf. So what is the specialty for this design? We want to utilize the resources, let's say the space. So for this ring-shaped bookshelf, you can put books in different corners so that you can better utilize the space on the bookshelf. And also I think the shape is quite unique. Now we have another reading area. So you can press the button, and the bulb is actually hidden inside of the cover. And also we have the sockets available for the readers. You could actually hide the cable inside of this area. And as you can see, we have a special storage area for all of the cables, so all of these cables will not be messed up. So for the design of this kind of desks, we just want to better store the cables, so the cables will not fall down on the ground. Then also we have got a lot of feedback from our readers for the design of the chair. So for this kind of chair, it is an upgraded version. It's very comfortable. Take a seat. Wow, it's quite fit. It's really soft, but not too soft. So I think it's quite comfortable for the readers. Also, you can see in this reading area, we also see some readers. Maybe they're doing some readings here. I noticed there are many reading rooms, not just here, and also some reading rooms alongside by the corridor. And for the light of this lamp is quite tender and soft. You can actually protect your eyesight. And for the ceilings, you can see that it was half covered by glass. At the beginning, our design is that the ceiling is covered by full glass. However, we have considered the lighting as well as the ventilation and the heating requirements. That's why we cover half of the glass. So we have to ensure that this place is full of sunlight during summer, but still this place is warm during winter. And I think for this library, we don't necessarily need lamps or glass because it's full of sunlight here. But we still have to consider the needs from our readers. We have to make sure that our hardware is well prepared. So when is the opening day for the library? So for the weekends, it opens from 9 a.m. to 8 p.m. For Monday, it's 2 to 8, and from Wednesday to Friday, it is from the 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. So for this library, it runs until 8 p.m. For our library, every day we have many visitors, and some of them would like to stay here for a whole day until the close of the library. So we just want to provide a good environment for the readers and create a comfortable environment for them to read. And we have another self-service device. It looks similar to the one we just used, but this one have other functions available. So here it will show the direction again and also show where I am right now. For example, if we want to go to the maker space, so it will show you a route for you how to get to the maker space. And we have a special area. It actually provide a reading experience for the readers, so they can actually record their voice when they are reading a book, and then they could download their voice from the application. Well, I think that this is far beyond the functionalities of a conventional library. Now we are at the interactions section. Here you have a VR device. It actually combining the entertainment and education. For example, it provides some scientific education, for example, the firefightings and earthquakes, etc. So people can get some knowledge about those natural disasters by using these VR devices. And this one is what we call the transportation for toy bricks. For example, you create a artificial toy bricks for airports, and then you could see a simulation for an aircraft on the airport. So for this one, this is a expressway. And also we have some VR games available. Some popular games available here. Another VR sensor. So maybe you could experience that. And also we have another section what we call the electronic calligraphy. You can try it out. You can use the brushes to write up the calligraphy. So we have a stamping service here. You could put a stamp. So every time when you write up, you could put your names alongside with the calligraphy. Now the seal is ready, you can put the stamp anywhere you want, you can save it. Do you want to save it? If you save it, then you can go back to the main page so that you could see the electronic calligraphy you have just write up. So what is this one? So here you could get some information about the audiobooks. We actually have some like built-in speakers inside of this couch. So on one hand, you can enjoy some private spaces, and also you could enjoy the audiobooks inside of the couch. And I think for this kind of couches, it must be very popular. And here we see another AI robot. So it can sing and dance. And so for this AI robot, I also have a self-introduction, and we also have two like a fighting character for the AI robot. So for this AI robot, they could do some performance to the readers. Let's go to another audio and video experience zone. I'm quite interested for these AI robots. What are some other functions for these robots? What are some of the performance they can do? For example, the one just gave us some performance for the singing and the dancing, and for these two, actually they can get on the fight. But we have not yet charged these two robots. I think there were many programs that was like built inside of this robot. So for example, it may have a quite a large archive for the songs and some of the dancing moves. So can you help it to show us more tactics and the performance? This is the controlling panel for the robot. The lot of information I have. I would like to change a move. So I found one is very interesting, so that I can ask the robot to do push-ups. So actually, it could do a single hand push-up. I think these robots are very popular among kids, right? For this area, it was always crowded with kids. Well, let's go to the audiovisual room. For the kids, when they are watching this kind of high technology, and they will be more interested in these technologies. Alright, now we are arriving at the audio visual room, so you can listen to some CDs, and also you could watch a film inside of this area. So these are some CDs and the DVDs. So all of these resources available to the readers. And all of these, again, are free of charge. So I realized you are using a lot of professional headphones. Yes, that's what we are saying. We want to provide very good devices and infrastructures to the readers. And I have just mentioned that we have a recording room. That area is also free of charge. It's about this area. So this is the audiovisual room. It's actually a theater. First, you have to make a reservation, and you could come here to watch a movie. So for this kind of reservations, shall I call the library, or I could do it from my WeChat? If you are at the library, you can actually come to the front desk to make a reservation, or you could follow our WeChat account, where you could call us directly for the reservation. So now we can see many people are here. They are watching a film. We have very professional gears and devices. And also, I think for the walls, these are quite specialized. That's right, it is soundproof walls. I think it's quite an enjoyable experience to watch a movie here together with my friends. This is just like a cafeteria and a theater. It is quite popular for people to get along with their friends. Well, I realized there's only one area that charge, which is the vending machine. Now we are at the recording room. So maybe we should take a look. I think some people are recording right now. So they have already made a reservation for the recording. Yes, you have to make a reservation for the recording.
Hey, 你好，我们是电视台的记者。您这边是正在录什么东西？
I think you were doing a recording.
快闪，有快闪是唱那个我和我的祖国。
There is a project from the ecosystem, so we need a chorus team to do the singing. We have already completed the recording of the videos. Now we are recording the song. I think all of these devices are very professional and technical. I think all of these devices are of very high standard. These are high-class recording studio. Actually, for some of the celebrities, when they're coming to the recording studio, those equipments are not as expensive as the equipment that was available here. For this recording studio, it is quite cheap. Actually, it is free of charge. For a regular recording room in Tianjin, the price is about 300 to 500 RMB per hour. But here, it is free of charge. For some professional singers, if you want to record a song, it takes around 1 day. So you have to spend around at least 2,000 RMB to do it. But here, if you make a reservation, you can use the recording studio for free. We're quite excited to find that place. It is a treasure for us. So, how do you think about the performance of the kids? They're quite good. So, for some of the kids, it is their first time to come to a recording studio. They're very excited about it. So, it takes some time for them to adjust their positions and conditions. I think the teacher are giving some of the guidance and the feedback to the kids. For this area, I think it's quite good. I think it is a treasure for those people who want to record their own songs. Yes, we are on the live streaming. We have just have a short tour about the library. So for this library, it is multifunctional. So you can come here for reading, and also you can use some of the audio video devices here for free. And you also have a experience section who can interact with your friends. So for this kind of library, it is not just focusing on the reading, and this library attracts people from different stage and people from different characters to come here and enjoy the experience. Well, that comes to the end of the live streaming. Thank you.